Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm here for your 4 o'clock.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam. Have a seat.
So I understand that you're here because you've just been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and are looking for help to treat and cope with them. To preface, how familiar are you with this disorder?
Well, I grew up with a mother who had bipolar disorder, so I've kind of been exposed to it since early in my life. When I was about 10 years old, my mother started to go through stages of depression and mania. However, me and my father didn't really know it at the time. I remember that it was early February and my mother became obsessed with the idea of Valentine's Day coming up. She said she was planning something big, and I remember her being glued to her computer for days with almost no sleep. And when we came home on Valentine's Day, the house must have had hundreds of flowers. I mean, the house was just full of them. There were Valentine's decorations everywhere, streamers strewn across the room, and my father and I just thought it was some grand romantic gesture. And we loved it. My mom had always been a romantic. I guess we never would have thought there was something wrong underlying underneath it all. But that following week, I remember she fell into a deep depression, and she would just lay in bed at times. We caught her trying to self-harm, and we were able to get her help through it all. She found out she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and she was able to get on medication, and from there, she kind of learned to manage it.
Okay, so it sounds like you're quite familiar, but just to put everything on the table, here's a few facts about bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is known as a manic depressive illness and involves significant irrational changes in mood, energy, and activity levels. It can be hereditary, which explains why your mother had it and you might now too. And it involves chemical imbalances in the brain. Mania is a phase or episodes where you feel particularly excited, energetic, and jumpy. It isn't uncommon to start engaging in risky activities, staying awake for extended periods of time, and becoming either extremely happy or extremely irritable. On the other side of it, depressive episodes will result in sad and empty feelings, lack of energy, trouble sleeping and concentrating, and suicidal thoughts. At other points, you'll be in between states and you'll feel completely normal. To give you a broader scope, bipolar disorder affects 5.7 million adults in the US and is equally common in men and women. More than 2/3 of people with your disorder have at least one close relative with the illness or with unipolar major depression, indicating that the disease has a hereditable component. For you, that would be your mother. So you're not alone. And could you elaborate on how it has been affecting your everyday life?
Well, just recently, when my cycles of depression and mania, I guess, began to surface, I was able to identify it pretty quickly because it's quite similar to what my mother experienced in my life. I remember one day I felt significantly different. I don't know how else to explain it other than I was so sad. I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't go to work, I couldn't answer my boyfriend's calls or texts. The next thing I knew, I was throwing myself into my work. My emotions just feel so significantly heightened. And I know I can go on medication like my mother did, but is there anything else I can do to help myself?
Although it can't be cured, the good news is that your disorder can be treated and quality of life much improved. You've already made huge progress by being here. And if you're willing, I'd like to first recommend a support group for you to attend. My personal favorite is in the Ventura County area, and it's the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance, which is a large organization with a chapter in Ventura. It's no cost, and my hope is that you will find comfort and begin learning self-help techniques in a safe and accepting environment where you can talk freely and confidentially. Or even if you don't feel like talking at all, you can listen to others sharing their story. I emailed a friend of mine there, his name is Wendell, and about your case, and he and I think that the group could significantly help you.
Okay, I'll do whatever you think is best to help balance this all out. I can't fall apart like my mother did sometimes. I just want to get it under control.
Secondly, I know this isn't ideal and it's not what you wanted, but I think that it's important we get you on some medication. Some of the medications I'm going to recommend would be mood stabilizers to treat manic or hypomanic episodes, antidepressants to treat depressive episodes, and antipsychotics to treat mood episodes. And then lastly, I'm going to recommend, along with the therapy and medication, would be family therapy. In certain situations, it can help tremendously to have a trusted family member know how to calmly talk to you while you're in your manic and depressive episodes. Is there a family member that you're close to that you're comfortable with coming to your next session?
Well, if you think that's what's best for me, I am close with my sister Jessica.
Okay, in that case, I think we've made enough progress for today, and I'll see you and your sister Jessica at your appointment next week.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'll see you.
Hey Jennifer, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is my sister Jessica.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Sam.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, so I'm going to start with giving you a background about the type of therapy we'll be working with today. Sigmund Freud believed that the way people behave is influenced by their unconscious drives, that is, the motivation of your subconscious. This form of therapy has been around since the late 1800s, but is still commonly used today. Emotional and psychological problems such as depression and anxiety are often rooted in conflicts between the conscious and subconscious mind. So it's possible that we can work through what you're going through and feeling by trying to find where the root of your conflicts lie. To start, we're going to discuss how the bipolar behavior has been affecting your everyday life and family. I would like Jessica to share some of the reactions and observations about how bipolar behavior has been for you. We will be exploring the process around how to modify triggers and how to regulate thoughts and actions. So Jessica, tell me about some of the situations you two have been in regarding Jennifer's bipolar disorder. So hopefully this session helped you pinpoint some of your triggers and how to work with them. I think that's enough for today, and I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, thank you.